Hello everyone. Welcome to Green Living Innovations YouTube channel for data analysis practicals. I'm your presenter and I'm happy to see you. I'm Royd Kalasa. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get updates once we drop a new video. We are having a series of them, so please pay particular attention and subscribe so that you can learn for free and get the skills that you really need to accomplish that work that you do. So this is Green Living Innovations Data Analysis Practical. In today's discussion, I'm going to discuss financial entities and experts how you can use regression to analyze the financial statements, how you can determine if the business is moving or not. So why not jumping onto the PC and start the work? Great. We are in now and we are taking a very good look at the quantity sold, the price, and advertising. So you are even able to see that, yes, now we are talking business. We are in business because we are talking about the quantity sold, the price, as well as the advertising funds that we invested in our business, which is the investing part. So the investments, they are very, very important to boost our business. So in my discussion with you today, I want to show you how you can run regression test to analyze your business. So imagine that for your business to boom, you need to invest in advertising. So I'm having advertising column here, so you need to put money in it. So after putting that money, you can't just advertise without telling people the price that you are selling that at. So I'm showing that if this item we are selling at $2 at $5 and $3, then this is now our control book where we register everything that we sold. So we are controlling our business in this video. In this tutorial, it is very good. So the example that I'm going to use, it is going to teach you how to run a linear regression analysis in Microsoft Excel and how to interpret the summary output. So below, which is here, you can find our data. So this data here, don't worry, if you want to practice this spreadsheet, is just write down into this in the description of this video. So you are going to have it. You can download and practice with me. You are free to pause the video and practice so that you can perfect the skills. I know and I believe you can be better than me. You are better than me. So I believe in your powers. Let's start now. So the big question here is there a relation between quantity sold and price as well as advertising? In other words, can we predict quantity sold if we know the price and advertising? The answer is yes. That's why we are being called data analysts. So we want to analyze the sales, the quantities, as well as the money that we invested. And we are going to interpret that. So quickly, you can come to the data table here. If you don't know how to install the data analysis button, remember to watch the first video, which is for F-test. That's where I explained very well and neatly how you can install data analysis button itself so that you can have it in data commands here. So click on data analysis here, then you are going to find that. Then once you double click on it, you are going to look for regression. I can find it. It's just right here, regression. Then you can click OK, or you can just double tap it. Good. Now here there are some things that I want now to explain that I didn't explain in other videos. And if you have been watching all my series from Green Living Innovations for F-test, T-test, Z-test, you are able to see that there are some new things, some new features that we always try by all means to explain. And in this case is the input range. In other cases, they were just saying input range, but in this case, they are giving us the coordinates. They have given us the input Y and input X range. So they are there to help us understand what we are really doing. Great. So remember, we are comparing the predictor variable against the explanatory variables. Predictor variables, we are comparing them to the explanatory variables. So the explanatory variables is these two that we are having here, which is the advertising part and the price. These two, they're the ones that we are trying to compare to the quantity sold. So in this case, in the input Y range, we are going to put something which is the ones that we know that we are going to sell this, yes, but if we put the values for the price and the advertising part, what are we going to get at the end of the day? Remember, we are analyzing the business. So come to the quantity sold here, then run through up to the last figure, which is 5,600. This is the quantity of quantity that we sold. Then in the input X range, you are going to see that we have here 3 columns for the quantity sold, the price, and the advertising. Then where we are about to input the ranges, we are only having two boxes here. So are we going to run this separately, or we are going to combine something? So to input X range, remember I said that we only have 2 variables here. The first variable is the predictor, and the other one is the explanatory. So the explanatory, this is, I mentioned that we have 2 explanatory variables here, which is the price as well as the advertising. Then in the predictor value is the variable which we are calling quantity sold. So in the input X range, I'm going to combine this and run up to that. Great. Then here we have seen something strange. We are having labels here. So I'm asking you to tick it. Then we have constant 0. Then you can see that the confidence level is actually 95 there. So you can leave that because we know it. Then in the input range, where we want our data to be shown, we need to pick. So let me swiftly move this up to this far. I want this data to be projected here so that you can see it clearly to that far on your screen there. Great. Then we are having something new again here down. We are having the residues, and we have 4 types of residues here. We're having a residues itself. So pick the residues, so that it can be projected in the data there. We can see it. Then in the normality probability plots, I'll forget about it. I'm going to explain it later. So this is what we are going to have now. This is what we are really going to have. From there, you can click OK. Good. Thank you very much. So this is the table that I'm having right here. This is the data that I'm having. Let me try to move to this side so that you can see what we are about to do. Or let me just reduce the screen so that you can see everything here. So you're going to see that we are having a lot of things to do now, or to talk about. You can see the summary output here. Having summary output, having regression statistics, I'm having ANOVA itself. Now it is coming. I'm having coefficients. And not just this, I must have residue output down here. Good. So let me try to spend quite some time to explain now the meaning of these results. So let me explain now. What's the meaning of this? So in this test, we are having something like multiple error and error square. But I explained this in other videos, other tutorials. So let me try to explain this point here this time around, because I didn't explain it in the previous videos, which is the error square. What is it? As you can see, error square here is equivalent to 0.962, if I were to round it off, which is a very good fit for our business of the variation in quantity sold is explained by the independent variables price and advertising. So the point here is that the closer this number is to 1, the better the regression line or read-on fits the data. As you can see, the error square is 0.961 or 0.962, which is close to 1. If it is one, that is 100%, but in this case it is 0.96, 0.96, that is 96%. So we can happily say that our business is doing well, and we are going to sell about 96% of our goods that we have in stock. If we invest all this amount here, if we calculate the total, if we invest it in advertising, then if we maintain the same price, which is these prices here, then we are going to sell about 90% of our goods or our services that we are having there. So great. So here you can see that this one is very nice, and it is telling you how much it has adjusted there. Even the standard error, it is telling itself that this is the standard error that was caught up there, and it was fixed by the alpha value, which is 0.05. Then the number of observation is simply the number of the fields or the population that you are studying. As you can see, we have 5 items here being under study here. We have 7 of them. From here to here, there are 7. So this is the number of observation there. There are some great things that we can also discuss under the ANOVA value. So let me try to increase the size of these tables or columns. Under the ANOVA, I'm only interested in this part, the significance F. Why am I just interested in this? Because this one is 100% related to the p-value. And remember, in the theory part, we discussed the p-value, that it is important. And here, this is the p-value that I'm talking about. So now let me explain them very well. So to check if your results are reliable or statistically significant, we need to look for significance F. And significance F in this case, it is 0.001. Now hear this. If this value is less than 0.05, which is the alpha value, then we are okay. In this case, our value, significance F value, 0.001, which is very much far smaller than or very far from 0.05. So our data is okay, our calculations, they are good. So we can see that the business is going to boom, and we can't expect from here any loss. But if significance F is greater than 0.5, it's probably you and I as data analysts, we stop using this set of independent variables. Then we start trying again. So to do that, we will need to delete a variable with a high p-value in the price and the advertising part, because this labeled intercept is the quantity that we are moving. Remember, I said that these two, they are explanatory variables. That's why their names came out as price and advertising. Great. So most of all p-values should be below 0.05. As you can see here, it is 0.001 and this one is 0.004. So they are very much good, okay. What other thing that can we talk about in this is the coefficients. Why are we talking about coefficients? Coefficients, they are very much important to note when you are analyzing data. So let me show you why they are important. Why are they important? I want to highlight this so that you can follow very well. So coefficients in the regression line, and we can give it the formula as quantity sold is equals to the price plus advertising. So the regression line or the coefficients is y minus x plus x2, which is the price plus advertising. What's the meaning of this? In other words, for each unit increase in price, quantity sold decreases with this value with this value, which is 85835, which is the negative here. But for each unit increase in advertising quantity sold, it is going to increase with this value. So it means that if we invest more in advertising, we are going to boost our business by 0.5. If this we increase the price again, we are going to make a loss at this rate of negative 8.35. We will not be retaining more customers. So you can also use these coefficients to do a forecast in the future. So you can use this to see if your business is going to improve or not. Let me now take you to the residuals now. What's the meaning of these residuals? What is the meaning of these residuals? So the residuals, they are there to show us how far away the actual data points are from the predicted data points. So using the equation that I gave on top here, where I said that quantity sold is equals to price plus advertising, the first data points equals 8,500. If we can check here, at first it is 8,500. This is the predicted value. So we are saying here that in our residue table, what's really important is this last column. The last column is the one that we are talking about. So if we are having a negative, it means that we are going to increase our business. If we are having positive numbers and they are big like this, we are going to make a loss. Why? If you can compare this to the figures that we are having, it's like this. We are going to sell 8,500 units at the price of $2. Then see the amount that we are going to invest in advertising. It is 2,800. It is big compared to 2 here. So we are going to retain more customers on this good that we are selling. On the second one here, you can see that we are about to sell 4,700, which is very small compared to the first value here. Then the price is a bit high, which is $5. And the amount that we are investing in to advertise, it is small, it is 200, which means that we are not going to retain much more customers. So that's the meaning of this. Once we have negative, it means that our business or that product is doing well. If we're having a positive number like this one, it means that we are about to make a loss on that, or it is not going to retain much more customer. Great. So having explained that, we can now project this so that we can stick it in our offices and we can be following. So we can use the scatter one, which is very good. So if we scatter it, it can be like that. I want to put it like that. So we are going to say that it is well predicted. As we can see, blue is the observation there, what we have observed, what is happening there. Then orange there, it is the prediction. So I was saying that the first good is going to give us good return, and the second one is going to give us a headache. We are going to go down. In the second one, at least we are going to start rise, even though here we'll come back again, then we'll rise, then we'll fall on the other, on the last product, because we're having a negative, a positive there. So we need to make sure that we understand this very well. So please watch these videos as many times as possible and grab the ideas of data analysis using Microsoft Excel. See you on the other side with the second series of this video.